unwrapped toy. That's very important, and it's really hard in this economy. There's a lot of families that really depend on this toy drive, and they depend on the Salvation Army to get basically have happiness for the holiday season.
For sure, because a lot of children will not have anything to open up on Christmas morning. So that is why these red barrels are so important, and that is why your help also, it gives these children something to look forward to on Christmas morning. Because I remember getting up as a kid and seeing all the presents under the tree. Imagine being 4, 5, 6 years old and there's nothing in your living room on Christmas morning. We don't want that to happen to anybody.
Yeah. And, we've been there where we've seen a lot of the families receive these toys. They say it means so much to them, especially in this type of economy. So it doesn't even have to be that expensive. Just drop a new unwrapped toy in any one of these red barrels. You can find those locations posted on our website at newswest9.com. So wait us for the holiday cheer, and let's get it going.
Let's do it.
We have a weather impact alert in effect for Monday morning. I'm expecting low temperatures to be near freezing. Again, not wanting to scare anyone, but we do want to give you a heads up. Definitely want to bundle up, protect your people, pets, and plants Monday morning, and make sure you bundle up as you head to work and school. Forecasting a low of 32. We'll warm up quite a bit for the afternoon. I'm going with a high of 62 Monday. Southerly winds return Tuesday through the end of the work week. We're warming up quite a bit to highs in the upper 70s, lower 80s. Tomorrow, before the cool front arrives, we'll see those high temperatures in the lower 80s. Sunday afternoon's high is looking quite cool, a high of 60 in Midland and Odessa. I am certainly looking forward to those highs in the 60s because, frankly, it's felt more like late summer, early spring as opposed to early November. But we'll get a taste of that as well. Back to you.
All right, Britton, thank you. Well, the moment you've been waiting for, it is week 11 of West Texas Game Time here in the Permian Basin. And Ethan, take it away.
Yeah, last week was Halloween, but we still continue the thrillers with the regular season finales as we wrap up the regular season next with West Texas Game Time.
To high school football, there's no place like West Texas and no coverage like this. Welcome to Game Time West Texas. From Midland and Odessa to Abilene and San Angelo and everything in between. If it happens on the field, you'll see it here. It's Game Time West Texas, sponsored by Midland College.
McIntyre here with the
Let's set it on fire. Let's set it on fire.
Game Time West Texas, sponsored by Midland College.
Well, our time for West Texas Game Time is starting to run out as we've now reached the regular season finale of the high school football season. But while some teams are securely in the playoffs and eyeing a district title, others are hoping their time doesn't run out tonight. We begin with our game of the week as Corey McIntyre is at Ratliff Stadium for Permian and Midland High. Corey, was Mojo able to secure an outright district title on senior night?
That's right, Ethan. The Permian Panthers are one win away from becoming outright district champions. The only problem is they have Midland High to get through first. Let's check out the first half highlights. It was senior night for the Panthers as they look to make history tonight against the Midland High Bulldogs without their starting quarterback, Jacob Garcia. Now, the Panthers received the ball first, and they're not off to a good start. Malachi Mendoza coughs it up on the kickoff, and the Bulldogs recover with great field position. And they make the most out of their opportunity. Holtz Howard flips it to Jordan McGowan, and he will weave his way into the end zone. Bulldogs up 7-0. But you know Permian is going to answer. Junior Caden Taylor bounces to the outside and wins the foot race to the goal line. Permian misses the extra point, so the score is 7-6. And after a stop, the Panthers feel some momentum going their way until this happened. JoJo Levens jumps the route, picks it off, and the Bulldogs get their second turnover of the day. After going 3 and out, the Bulldogs trying to get another stop, but this time Caden Vickers has Aaron Navarrete wide open down the field. And hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Vickers to Navarrete connection comes alive again, and this time for 6. Panthers up 12-7. Now with 1 minute left, the Bulldogs trying to march down the field, but some sloppy play will force a 3 and out. And on the first play of the ensuing drive, Vickers shows us he is only getting started. He finds Casey Navarrete on a slant, and he will go all the way to the house for 6. Panthers going to halftime in full control of this one with the score of 19-7. Well, after an amazing game, the Permian Panthers pulled it off. They're officially now the outright district champions of 2-6A district with the score of 33-14. I am now joined by linebacker and captain Caleb Jamison after his huge game. He has the ball right here. Man, how does this feel?
It feels amazing, man. Haven't felt this ever in my life, so it's definitely a big experience.
We talked earlier in the week, in 2022, you had the share of the district title. How does it feel just knowing that this is yours?
It's great, man. I love getting to keep what's mine, and our boys have been working all year to just get in this moment and feel this, how this moment's supposed to feel like.
And now the job's not finished. You have a playoff game right here in Ratliff Stadium next Friday. What's the mindset going into that match?
We're just looking forward. Every week we play week by week. We don't look ahead at all. We play week by week. We go through our stuff. The little thing matters, and that's what we figured out.
Congratulations, Caleb. Yes, back to you, Ethan.
Well, thank you, Corey. Who loves the live reactions right there from the players? But another Odessa team entered tonight with an 8-1 record, a district crown in hand, and hoping to soar into the playoffs. Odessa Compass caps off the regular season at Alpine. Cougars capitalize opening drive. Mason Hicks with the pop pass to Ryan Ferris. You don't see him now? Well, now you do. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. Next drive, it's Violas Terracero's turn. He easily squeaks his way to double the lead, and who doesn't love special teams? Compass blocks the punt right into the hands of Kieran Gray, and he takes it to the house. Cougars are rolling. It's Terracero again, and he is going to go nearly untouched for his second score of the night as Compass takes its first ever district title into the postseason on a 41-14 victory. Midland Legacy looking to get back to 500 while handing Odessa High a winless season. Jabraylon Andrews, he had a punt return touchdown last week. How about another one? Andrews makes a beeline right to the pylon. 40-yard house call puts the Rebels on the board, and the Legacy defense was active early. Ben Cano flies in for the tackle for loss, but the Broncos keep moving the ball. Philip Carrasco, he hits Bo Rodriguez for an 8-yard touchdown to tie the game, but the Rebels, they quickly respond. Hayes Ham, he is going to keep his legs churning and crosses the goal line as he reaches, as this one is still going on as it's 58-21 actually. And Arizona looking to head into the playoffs undefeated while Cristobal tries to punch its ticket to the postseason. And this was a rough one for the Cougars. Ty DeBusk is able to get a few short gains like this pass to Israel Boggs, The Lions came roaring in. Within a couple of minutes of their first possession, you see Michael Preddy complete a long pass to Tino Castillo, and that is into the end zone. Cristobal wasn't able to move the ball all night, but Christian Villarreal runs another 6 points only a few minutes later, and then another before end of the first, as Azona shuts down Cristobal to stay undefeated, 68-zip. And coming up after the break, we've got playoff implications from our West Texas Big Three as we take a look at some scores.
Testing. Can you testing? Let's go.
Now with Cristobal's loss at Azona, the Cougars' playoff hopes come down to Forsan and Reagan County. And for the Buffaloes and Owls, it's simple. Win and you're in. Stephen Pepper is down in Big Lake as he breaks down who advances to the postseason. Stephen?
It was a massive regular season finale tonight for both Forsan and Reagan County. The theme, like you said, win and you're in. Now, I know it's cliche, and I certainly say it a ton on this show, but truly it's one of those games where you wonder who wants it more. Let's take a look at those first half highlights.
A trip to the postseason is on the line tonight as the Reagan County Owls host the Forsan Buffaloes. So let's jump right into the Owls' opening drive here. We got a tush push here on 4th down, and they get it. Coach Brown taking a page out of Nick Sirianni's playbook, I see. But the Owls would fumble a few plays later. So here's our first look at the Buffaloes offense. And on 3rd and 20, quarterback Hayden Bolin finds William Green, who turns upfield for the game's first score. So how does Reagan County respond with their season on the line? Well, quarterback Charlie Patello is looking for a touchdown, and he gets one, finding his man Isaiah Del Rio. The Owls also would add a 2-point try on top of that touchdown to take the lead, but it only took a few plays for the Buffaloes to find themselves in the red zone. Bolin, again, a little jump pass here for his second touchdown of the half. Now the Buffaloes would go for 2 as well, but not convert, so 13-18 now. And it didn't take long for the Owls to retake the lead. Running back Javier Rodriguez says, "See you later, I'm gone." Touchdown to Reagan County to go up 14-13 over Forsan.
Well, it was certainly a close one in the first half, but it was Forsan who pulled away big late. Your final 43-14, which means it's Forsan who punched their ticket into the postseason next week, and it also means it's Reagan County whose season is unfortunately over. Reporting live from Big Lake, I'm Stephen Pepper for West Texas Game Time.
Ethan Purcell here at San Angelo Stadium for the district championship game between the San Angelo Lakeview Chiefs and last year's champions, the Andrews Mustangs. Let's check out some highlights.
Last year's victors would start things off, junior Bo Hudson taking the ball around the outside edge for a short gain before being brought down by Lakeview's Isaac Monreal. The next play would result in a scramble on the 50-yard line, but during the chaos, Lakeview would recover a fumble and take over on offense. And the Chiefs would make it clear they could go toe-to-toe with the previous champ. Number 12, Isaiah Rios, taking a handoff and booking it into the end zone for the game's first score. When the Mustangs got their hooves on the ball again, they'd make a slow march down the field, but after some teamwork by the Chiefs' defense, progress would stall. A couple plays later, though, Andrews would remind Lakeview why they're the reigning champs. Jay-Sean DeBose securing a bomb from QB Colin Kelly and a score to answer from the Mustangs, tying the score at the end of the first quarter. At San Angelo Stadium, Ethan Purcell, West Texas Game Time.
It's Friday night, which means it's time for some football right here at Sandifer Stadium as the Wiley Bulldogs are taking on Plainview in conference action.
From the opening kick, the game was all about offense. A short pass from quarterback Jaden Carliskent to Dylan Regala for a 45-yard run puts Wiley on the board first. But Plainview has an answer with a trick play that leads to a pass to Seth Mayberry for a touchdown, 7-7. After a Wiley stop, Carlos Kent hits number 1, Jordan Porter, for a slant route with a diving catch into the pylon to put Plainview up 14-7. Wiley answers with the quarterback keeper for 15 yards across the tape. Now it's all tied up. Then quarterback Seth Mayberry hits Isaiah Medina with the deep ball for another touchdown. 6 plays later, a Wiley short pass to Blaze Ruffin for the walk-in touchdown ties the game at 21. Then Plainview decides to go deep, hitting number 1 Jordan Porter again, but this time in the end zone for another score. But Wiley just won't give up. Big power run by number 21 Julius Lane to tie the game. And with 5 seconds left in the first half, Wiley forces the Plainview field goal to send both teams to the locker rooms, 31-28 at halftime.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. With an Abilene-Wiley win there, the Bulldogs needed a Wichita Falls Memorial loss to make the playoffs, but the Mavericks come out on top 63-20 over Wichita Falls Legacy as that ends Wiley's season. And it's crunch time for Ira Ann after the break as the Braves try to keep their postseason hopes alive.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome back. The Ira and Braves are coming off back-to-back wins, but on Friday they need a third straight to make the playoffs. Lose, and there's the possibility the Drums stop beating till next year. Senior night for the Braves against Sterling City, but they aren't leaving their postseason to chance. Prater Schneemann cocks and unloads a bomb to the black paint. Wide open, it's Caden Smith to put Ira Ann on top. Later, this time it's Schneemann using his legs. Big hole up the middle as he walks it in. And Schneemann is nowhere close to being done. He calls his own number again, bouncing around for his second rushing touchdown to make it 22-0. But he decides to go back to his arm. Schneemann stays in the pocket before getting it out to Aiden Mendoza, who has blockers in front for 6, as Ira Ann is securely in the playoffs, 50-12. Wall on the verge of an undefeated regular season against Stanton, and the Hawks are wasting no time. You can tell that Landon York can make this pass in his sleep. A nonchalant dime to Kellen Oliver. Wall up 14. Next drive. Check down to Kyler O'Neal. And let me tell you, you can kiss him goodbye. He flies past everyone for the touchdown. Defense, it will also get into the scoring column for Wall. Tayson Sucker blocks the pass, but Isaiah De Leon catches his own pass in the end zone. That is a safety, and the Hawks are on cruise control. Going to the ground, Caden McFarden gives a love taps to the Buffaloes all the way to the end zone. Wall soars to a 71-7 win. And after the break, we've got our top plays from the final week of the regular season, but here's a recap of tonight's games.
Let's go.
When a season or district title are on the line, that's when we see the biggest of plays made by athletes. So let's take a look at the top plays from the regular season finale, starting with play number 1. Jabraylon Andrews came this close to being in our top plays last week, but he gets it this week with this house call on the punt return touchdown to start our list for Midland Legacy. Let's look at play number 2. This is trickery right here because that is very unlucky. How do you get a ball going from a punt to the hands as Odessa Compass's Kieran Gray gets that top play right there with the catch and then running it in for a touchdown? Let's see if we've got play number 3. And play number 3 is by Prather Schneeman. He is bouncing around all those Sterling City Eagles and dives into the end zone, as that is another play of the week runner or list nominee as well. But make sure to vote for which of these top plays will be our West Texas Game Time play of the week by going to the Game Time tab at newswest9.com to cast your vote. And these top plays are made by athletes that went all out for their team. So if you think there is a player that we did or did not highlight tonight, let us know, as Corey McIntyre will reveal our player of the week. The regular season is officially over in the Lone Star State, as we'll wait and see how the brackets shake out. But one thing is for certain for the playoff teams, there are no more weeks that are going to be guaranteed. We'll be back